Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that your entire world has changed overnight. You open your front door to go to work, but soldiers are standing in the street. Barbed wire stretches across the road. Your children are trapped on the other side of the city. Your parents live only a few hundred meters away, yet you may never see them again. No warning, no vote, no explanation. In just a few hours, an ordinary city became the front line of the Cold War. Families were separated. Friendships were destroyed. Dreams disappeared behind concrete and barbed wire. For the next 28 years, one wall will become the most powerful symbol of division in modern history. This is the incredible true story of the Berlin Wall. Chapter 1: A Broken Country. When World War II ended in 1945, Germany lay in ruins. Entire cities had been destroyed. Millions of people had lost their homes, and the country's future was uncertain. The victorious Allied powers, the United States, Britain, France, and the Soviet Union, agreed to divide Germany into 4 occupation zones. Berlin, the nation's capital, was also divided into 4 sectors, even though it was located deep inside the Soviet control zone. At first, leaders believed this arrangement would only be temporary, but as relations between the Soviet Union and the Western Allies grew worse, cooperation quickly turned into confrontation. The Cold War had begun. Chapter 2: Two Different Worlds. By 1949, Germany had become 2 separate countries. West Germany adopted democracy and a market economy with support from the United States and its allies. Its economy recovered rapidly. Businesses expanded and living standards improved. East Germany followed a socialist system supported by the Soviet Union. The government controlled much of daily life, including the economy, travel, and the media. Although many East Germans continued working hard to rebuild their country, increasing numbers chose to leave for the West in search of new opportunities. Because Berlin remained divided but accessible, it became the main escape route. By the early 1960s, millions of people had already left East Germany. Doctors, engineers, teachers, and skilled workers crossed into West Berlin every week. East Germany was losing not only its population, but also many of the people needed to keep the country running. Its leaders believed they had to stop the flow. Chapter 3: The Night Everything Changed. Just after midnight on August 13, 1961, East German security forces quietly moved through Berlin. Without warning, soldiers blocked streets. Railway lines were closed. Barbed wire was rolled across neighborhoods. People who had gone to sleep in one city woke up in 2 different worlds. Within weeks, temporary barriers were replaced with thick concrete walls, guard towers, floodlights, watchdogs, and checkpoints. The border became one of the most heavily guarded places on Earth. Crossing without permission became nearly impossible. Families would share dinner together only days before suddenly found themselves separated by concrete and armed guards. Chapter 4: Life Behind the Wall. Life in East Berlin changed dramatically. Travel became heavily restricted. Many families could communicate only through letters, and even those were often monitored. The area between the walls became known as a death strip, an open security zone with fences, patrol roads, floodlights, and watchtowers. Despite the danger, many people refused to give up hope. Some dug secret tunnels beneath the wall. Others hid inside modified vehicles. A few even built homemade hot air balloons to fly to freedom. Some escape attempts succeeded. Many others ended in arrest, and some ended in tragedy. Even so, the desire for freedom never disappeared. Chapter 5: The world was watching. As the years passed, the Berlin Wall became far more than a border. It became the most visible symbol of the Cold War. World leaders visited Berlin to show support. In 1963, U.S. President John F. Kennedy stood before thousands of people in West Berlin and declared, "Ich bin ein Berliner." His speech became one of the defining moments of the Cold War. More than 20 years later, in 1987, another American president, Ronald Reagan, stood near the Brandenburg Gate and challenged Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev with a message that echoed around the world. "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." At the time, few believed the wall would actually fall. Chapter 6: The Fall. By 1989, change was spreading across Eastern Europe. Large demonstrations demanded political reform and greater freedom. Pressure on East Germany continued to grow. Then, on the evening of November 9, 1989, confusion over newly announced travel rules led thousands of East Berliners to gather at border crossings. The guards had not received clear instructions. Faced with growing crowds, they opened the checkpoints. For the first time in nearly 28 years, people crossed freely between East and West Berlin. Families embraced, friends reunited, strangers celebrated together. People climbed onto the wall with hammers and chisels, breaking away pieces of concrete that had divided their lives for almost 3 decades. The images were seen around the world. One of history's most famous walls had fallen. Conclusion: less than a year later, Germany officially became one nation again. Today, only sections of Berlin Wall remain as memorials, reminding visitors of the human cost of division. The Berlin Wall teaches us that barriers built from fear and conflict may stand for years, but they do not last forever. Sometimes, history is changed not by weapons, but by ordinary people who refuse to give up hope. Oyudiaro, if you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe to Story Nest for more true stories about the Cold War, world history, espionage, and the hidden events that shaped our modern world. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next story.